Hey guys, how's it going? Static here with episode 7 of our LP series. And you might have noticed that I'm not in our base at the moment. And the reason for that is that after the last episode, I decided to do a little bit of exploring off camera. And I ended up, after a little bit of time, finding that desert that we were looking for. And I mean, it's not quite as big as I was hoping it'd be, but I mean, I think it looks a lot cooler than I was expecting. I was just expecting like a giant glorified sand pit, basically. And on top of finding our desert, I also, as you can see in my little inventory hotbar down the bottom, I found a bunch more pumpkins and an absolute ton of sugarcane. So that kind of makes up for our last little adventure that kind of failed. And as you can see, I also found a couple of mushrooms while I was out and about as well. So not that we need those, terribly much, since we've got mushrooms at home, sort of growing in our teeny tiny little mushroom farm, which I should really upgrade at some point. I think the next episode of the LP might be like a farming episode. But yeah, so it was quite an eventful adventure. Found quite a bit of rare and useful stuff, and also found out that that little little sheet of ice in front of our home base, that's actually the start of a river, like a really big river. I didn't realize how big it was until I started sailing along it, but I thought it was worth exploring, and lo and behold, that led me straight to our desert. So gonna sail back along it in super speed just to give you guys an idea of the scale of the thing. So I'll see you in a little bit. So as you can see, guys, quite an extensive river with like a lot of cool geological structures all along it. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. Now the desert is a long way from our base, but that's kind of good in a way. As I mentioned in the last episode, my plans for that desert are to build a an eats road or a minecart track from our base to the desert and to a couple of other locations. And although I could, build the eats road from our base to the desert if it was closer, I think it makes for a more entertaining ride and a more purposeful ride, I guess, if the desert's further away. It makes it feel like we've actually accomplished something and made some sort of a journey. So this is something I'm going to have to address as well. We need to light up a lot of caves to improve the efficiency of this. But yeah, so that's our desert found, guys. Now we've got to plan what we're going to do for this episode. Alright guys, so after some thought and some quick preparation, I've decided that we're going to modify the mob system a little bit in this episode. Now, the problem, or one of the many problems with the system as it is that Etho's Sizzler, even though it works great for the tall mobs, as you can see, spiders are a little bit tricky with it. Their loot mostly gets burnt. Now, that's not such a big issue since they only drop string, but now that string has become a lot more useful since you need less of it to craft wool blocks, I'd like to be able to harvest the string if I wanted to. And so I think we're going to put in a spider separator so that it's a little bit easier for us to deal with the drops from the spiders and the tall mobs. Now, I think what I'm going to do is, just so it's a little bit safer, we're going to sleep through the night here quickly. And then once it's daytime, we'll get to work on the spider separator. Now, this is the first spider separator that I've ever built into one of my mob systems, and haven't seen any tutorials or anything on it yet, so I should probably grab some dirt as well. So yeah, I'm just going to be sort of flying by the seat of my pants sort of thing, trying to figure it out as I go. So I'll probably make a couple of mistakes, but that's alright, we'll figure it out. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, just so we don't have to worry about getting attacked while we're doing this, I'm going to block off the main stream. And just got to figure out how far down we want the spider separator. Now, I'd like it so that I think I'm going to extend the main tube up quite a bit, and I want the spider tube to be basically at ground level, or maybe one block higher than ground level, or yeah, I basically want it so that when the mobs get killed, all of their loot can drop down to the ground level, so we can collect there. That way, if we, I mean, I don't intend to go AFK to collect items, but I mean, if you guys download my world and you want to, I'd like to be able to, go AFK in the collection point, and not hinder the mobs from spawning down there. So, yeah, I'd like the loot to drop at ground level. So I think to do that with the spider killer, I'm going to need to raise them up to where we've got the top of this mob spawner here now. So I could be wrong though. As I said, this is the first spider separator I've made, but so I think, okay, so we'll block that off, and I think this is where we're going to make a spider separator on this level here. Okay, so first thing we need to do, just to make life easier for ourselves, is remove the water that we've got in there at the moment. And I know this is going to break the entire sizzler pretty much, be pretty hard to rebuild it, but I mean, I built it the wrong way anyway. I actually want this the mob system going back this way, so that's not such a big issue. Alright, so I'll just quickly remove all these water streams. Okay. Alright. So basically the way I'm thinking of doing this is we want to, I think, push the spiders and the other mobs over to this side of the mob system. Like that. Okay, so what that'll do, I think, is it'll stop the spiders from being able to swim up, so they're going to be forced into this little one high gap here. but the tall mobs aren't going to be able to fit through that one high gap, so they're just going to keep swimming up the stream as normal. Now we do also need some signs, I've just realised. So for now we'll remove these water streams. And I'll just go get some signs. Alright, so I've got my signs now, and while we're at it we might make a quick infinite water stream here, just so we don't have to worry about jumping out to get buckets of water later on. Okay. So now, what's going to happen? Now I'm just thinking out loud here, guys, so... okay. And then I think we want to place a sign here. A sign here. And, oops. Sign there. Okay, and so then I think that should the hostile mobs should jump up through that. Might do a quick test here just to make sure that they do. So I'll just replace this with dirt for now. Oops. There we go. Okay. And we'll knock out this part here. And we'll cap this just so that we don't get any nasty surprises. See if we can get to a good viewing spot. Oh, that's right, because we removed those dirt blocks, and they would have removed the water streams. Alright, so we've got to take care of that as well. Alright, so I've just replaced all those water streams, I think, and so I'll just see what happens with this skeleton. So you should keep going up, and then perfect. Alright, that's exactly what we wanted to happen. So basically what's going to happen is all of the hostile, the tall hostile mobs are going to be pushed off to the side here and up past that half block, but the spiders won't be able to get up past it, and so instead they'll be pushed through this side here and into this section here. So we'll have a separate tube coming up this way for the spiders, and then the tall mobs will have their own tube as well. Alright, so that seems to work pretty well, and you know what, we actually don't even need the back sign there, so I'll just block this off again so that we're safe. Okay, so what I was saying is we don't even really need this sign here. Get out of the water so we can break it easier. Because if the tall mobs are forced to this side of the tube by this water here, we only need the tube here to be too wide. So can also, that means get rid of this, as much as I like to use half slabs, but I should be able to then use glass instead, I think. So like that. And then just so I can get back out. Do that. So as much as I hate to destroy glass, I'd like to make this this system about as slim as it possibly can be, so... Yeah, I think that'll do. Alright, and then so for the spider... Ah, crap, that was silly. Stupid sheep, go away. Okay, so as I was saying, so now for the spider tube, we can dig that out. And then, like I said, I want the whole thing to be glass pretty much, so dig that out. Glass in the bottom. I'm so uncoordinated today. Alright, and like that. We should let the spider up so we can see if it works. Ah, same issue again. Damn. That's right. I'm pretty sure it works anyway. So close that back up. So once the spiders get to this point here, we want them to start floating up again, and I think one of the issues with that is that because spiders are only one tall, we can't just have like an air gap here sort of thing, which if you're wondering why I need an air gap or something around here, it's because if we put water here, it's going to flow down and push the stream back the other way, and the spider separator is not going to work, so I'm going to have to think about this one for a little bit. Okay, so I think I figured it out. Pretty sure... well, I'm just going to quickly replace stuff with glass first. Save me the trouble later on. One glass there. One glass there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure all I need to do is place a sign here and a sign here. And so, as you can see, there's still a little bit of a current pushing this way, so hopefully that's enough to push the spiders into this little tube here. And then, same thing, I'll just replace with glass first before I place the sign. And sign there. And a sign there. Okay. And so then I should be able to then just start filling this tube full of water like that, and then after this point here, I'll be able to fill it up with solid water source blocks. I won't need to use the signs. Okay, and as you can see, the spider separator is working perfectly. And strangely enough, when the tall mobs die in their tube, the items are actually flowing into the spider spawner. Not the spider spawner, the spider tube. So, not sure if it's 100% drop rate though, so I'm not sure if there's a use for that, but just got some major lag there. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep building up the spider tube. Wow, hold on guys, I'll be right back, just going to figure out what's going on with this lag. Sorry guys, no idea what that was all about, but it seems to be fixed now. So as I was saying, I'm just going to build this spider tube up a little bit. Now, I think this is high enough. Actually, I don't need a... I think this is high enough for what I want. And so what I'm thinking we'll do is at this point here, we'll push the spiders across. And then have them float up into a drowning chamber. And basically when they drown, the drops are going to fall straight down and into a stream here, which is going to push them out to a collection point here. I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, so it might not be ideal, guys, but this is basically what I've done for harvesting the string from spiders. So basically we've got our spider separator down there, and then they flow up this tube here. At the top they're pushed across to the side, and then here I've had to put signs there to stop the water from backflowing. And then they flow up into that one tall drowning section there. When they drown, their loot falls down through this air gap into the collection channel and onto the pressure plate here. So when I do the tall mob loot system, I think I'll have them float up even higher over the top, just because I got something special in mind for them. And then they'll have a separate killing chamber, which is also going to flow their items to somewhere around about here. Alright, so unfortunately that's all we have time for, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode today. Now, before I finish up this video, I did want to talk about a couple of things really quickly. First one is just keep in mind that my competition has 1 week left to go, and already we've got a ton of entries, guys, and a lot of really good quality videos. It's going to be really tough for me to judge this competition, which is exactly what I wanted, guys. But so just keep in mind that if you do want to have a dual com with me at some stage, guys, make sure you get those entries in before next Wednesday. Now, also, I just wanted to mention that on the channel's Facebook page at the moment, I'll have a question up about the new channel that I've started. Basically, if you guys didn't catch my last episode, I announced that I've created a new channel, which at the moment I'm not making any videos for, but I will be in the future at some stage. And basically what that channel will be is I'll be playing through a bunch of other different games. And so what the question on Facebook is basically I want to know what games you guys would like me to play. And so basically with the question you're able to suggest any games. And if someone's already suggested a game that you were going to suggest, you'll be able to then vote for their suggestion. So there's a couple of suggestions up at the moment, guys. Those are ones that I've thought might be kind of cool. Vote for them if you'd like, and add your own. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We'll probably be hitting 3,000 subscribers in the next couple of days, and so keep an eye out for my 3,000 subscriber special as well. Alright, guys, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.